Have I obtained your consent to start recording this meeting?
Yes.
Thank you.
Actually,
I think Washington's a two-party state, so I would need to, yeah.
I mean, theoretically, you do need to, yeah.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to episode 18 of Tran Girlismo. I know that Jordan had previously said on the Blue Sky feed that we're not doing a Pride Month episode, but I've decided we're doing a Pride Month special, so we're doing it. I am your host, Victoria Scott. My pronouns are she and her, and I am here with my co-host, who I have dragged into this.
Hi, my name is Jordan Hofstetter. My pronouns are she and her. I didn't say that we weren't doing anything. I'm just saying, because of who we are, is it not always kind of Pride Month?
Are you saying that
we're not gonna get gayer? It's just
I feel like a show named Tran Girlismo is extremely subtle about being openly queer. It would be funny if this show was just two like cis guys hanging out. They're just like, the name's too good. Yeah, Jordan is coming to you live today from the Big Apple. And by live, I mean she'll be home by the time that you hear this, but you know.
No, I won't. This is going out this Thursday.
That's
I will
right.
still be in New York. It might happen. There was part of me that's like, how self-indulgent do I want to be? Do I want to try to throw up on I might try to hang out with Amber and a couple other car folks. So maybe I throw the Tran Girlismo, maybe I throw a meetup on, maybe I'll go to Ginger's or whatever, you know?
Yeah, you should. We are recording later than usual, so I actually had a chance to have the big photo walk this weekend in Seattle, which I wanted to just mention. Thank you, everybody, for coming out, because we had like 40 or 50 people show up.
It seemed huge, yeah.
Yeah, we went to Carkeek Park, which is one of my favorite parks in the city, and it's like right along the BNSF main line, and also where Amtrak runs all the Cascades and like the Coast Starlight.
I saw a Cascadia train in Philly.
Oh yeah,
there? Why was
that
there?
It's the new Aero train set, and they're testing them on the Northeast Corridor before they bring them out here.
Oh, okay, that makes far more sense. It was one of those things where we were pulling into listeners. I spent 9.5 hours on God's own Amtrak today, as we record this, so I might be a little less chipper than normal because I woke up at 6 a.m. But yeah, in Philly, I saw 45 Acellas. It felt like, and then
did you see? Yeah. Did you see the America National Champions Sean P. Duffy special?
I saw the Freedom 250 train. Yeah, absolutely. It's
God,
a bad livery.
I fucking hate that. It's one of the worst designs ever put on a train. And I say this with full knowledge of every special train livery basically made in the past 30 years, which are almost exclusively bad.
I don't. Is there a train livery I can think of that I like at all?
Well, that's Jordan making a shrug emoji face.
I'm not a train girly, but this we know.
Yeah, but in any case, yeah, the arrows are out there because they're testing them. We just got our first set like 2 weeks ago.
That makes sense. That makes far more sense.
Special liveries at the photo walk event that 50 people came to because my life is insane. We saw the BNSF employee appreciation special, which was like head-ended on each end by like a patriotic painted red, white, and blue special locomotive, which was kind of funny. They just repainted them like this year. It's insanely rare to see it, so it was cool, but also at the same time it was like less bad
doing this.
Less bad than the Sean P. Duffy special Acela. But I did want to just say thank you to everybody who gave me film. Oh shoot, because I had a lot of people throwing film at me, which I really appreciate. I'm going to use it for the project. I just got finished shooting another shoot today. I have literally had a shoot every single one of the past 5 days straight. So
Hey, Victoria.
yes.
Sorry, just 100% breaking the kayfabe of this show. Hey, dog, what's with the Red Baron pizza box in your shop right now that's hanging off of the
Okay,
pole?
okay. So
Okay.
my Jordan can see onto my patio.
Uh-huh.
My mother-in-law got us a bird feeder,
Uh-huh.
which has been lovely. I love seeing the birds. But we have these goddamn bastard squirrels who are immune to capsaicin, unlike every other squirrel in the world. So liberally sprinkling whatever pepper flakes we had to try to keep the squirrels away did not work. And they were climbing up the greased pole and still digging out all the bird seed and scaring off the birds. So my wife rigged up a like conical squirrel stopper on the pole out of a Red Baron pizza box and taped it to it. So it does look janky, but guess what? The fucking squirrels are gone, and I get to see birds again.
I'm glad that it worked, and now the squirrels don't just crave frozen pizza or whatever. Okay, I figured it was going to be something along those lines, but I'm also like, hey, did trash blow into your yard and somehow impale itself?
No.
Are you sending a message to the Red Baron Corporation?
No, this is my most homeowner coded trait, which is that I cannot stand squirrels despite not having a lawn, and being morally opposed to lawns. I you know, the bird feed's not cheap. I want to see birds. Birds. Also squirrels kind of freak me out a little bit. I don't know.
They freak you out a little bit.
Their eyes are too beady.
They're rodents, so
I
like
know.
that tracks. Yeah, is it just because you didn't see them down in the vault during your childhood?
I
Are you
wasn't
just
really I wasn't really allowed to go outside a lot, so that could be it, honestly.
uh-huh.
In any case, yeah, I just
Uh,
wanted to say the other thing I wanted to say thank you to was Dozing Unicorn, who gave me a shitty camera club tag, which I'm putting directly onto my cursed Polaroid. Um, which
hell yeah.
I feel like the drill toilet tweet. I want to smash it into 1,000 pieces, but I need it.
Uh-huh. That's me. Camera wise, I brought so much film to New York. We'll see if I touch all of it, but I was shooting out the Amtrak window earlier today.
That's always fun.
That felt good. But yeah, fuck, I guess I oh my god.
It's not Beepo.
It's not Beepo. It's other cats who I am still in. I'm house sitting in New York, which is why I'm here. But they're 2-year-old huge fucking cats here. One of the biggest cats I've ever seen, and they both love me a lot immediately. So um
Given the size of these cats, I'm hoping they don't throw themselves over your shoulder.
I might slip a disc if the tuxedo tries. I might fucking blow my back. That's not what that means. Throw my back.
Welcome to our Pride Month episode.
Welcome to Pride. Shout
Yeah.
out to the couple of people who recognized me by voice alone. I've on First Fridays while I was doing the photo show, which I guess the gallery went up.
Yeah, and it looked like it was
Yeah,
awesome.
it seems people really liked it. I had that creative person. It's out in the world now. I'm gonna just feel weirdly bad for a little
Yes.
while about it.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, it is going to get a 1.5 update when I am back in town because your prints made it. And
Yes.
also, they made me stop hanging things at a certain point, despite only really letting me into the venue about 15 minutes before I was supposed to start hanging stuff. But I love the Roboto project, and I was happy to do it. Also, just happy to a couple people told me how much it meant that they could like display their photography in a public forum, and that's why we do it, dog. Like that's
Yeah.
why you organize things. So yeah, couple people saw me at Pride and said hi, or recognized me by my voice at the Dyke Bash. which was really funny because I was wearing a t-shirt, but no one saw the shirt and then thought it was me. They just thought it was someone else with a shirt, which is pretty pretty funny. Yeah. But no, it's, I don't know. Pride's always weird, but I'm having a really good Pride so far, which I don't know if I've actually said that out loud in a couple of years.
Yeah, no. I mean, I feel like at this point it's like, okay, all the fair weather corporations and people are mostly out of the picture, so we can go back to what it's about, which is being proud of ourselves, having gay sex. It seems I'm enjoying my Pride Month too. I did want to just add on the note of the shirts and stickers, the Tran Girlismo shirts. People are actually getting them. So far, I have seen a slammed air-cooled Beetle and a Millennium Jade R34 Skyline with our sticker on it, which is insane.
The R34 Skyline is maybe the one that I just keep having to look at the picture and going, oh my god, that's like, yeah. It's not like I appreciate also anyone who's been like making up like liveries for us or putting our logo on their like iRacing or Gran Turismo or whatever cars. But
yeah,
like,
it's awesome.
I'm sorry, there's a level to, hey, there's an R34 in the good one of the two good colors. There's also that really good purple.
Yeah.
But the Millennium Jade is kind of the color for that car, and there's one that has our sticker on its window. And that fucking blows my socks off. So
But yeah, we've been posting when people get their shirts and like post pictures and stuff, and it's been very nice. It's been adding to the good vibes of the month for me.
For sure. It's one of those things where we have obviously the Patreon, our beloved truffle pigs. And we have all of these like metrics of like how many people listen to the show and everything. But something about people,
bless you.
Something about people seeing people wearing shirts with our logo. Something about actually holding. It was the stickers. It was the fucking brick of stickers you said. When you said you were sending me a couple of stickers, I was thinking like maybe 20 at the max. No, it's like a 20% Beepo body weight of stickers. So hey, if you see me in public, and you recognize me, I'll just have some stickers on me. You can just get a sticker. It's actually, what did I say? Your prize for being normal to me if you do recognize me in public is a sticker. Crucial point. No one's been not normal, thankfully. But yeah, it's having our logo in my physical hands was one of those like, holy fucking shit, this is a real thing. I'm not just going crazy.
Yeah. No, it's been cool, and I'm glad people seem to like it, and it also makes me happy.
And we hear you. We'll do another round of shirts.
We will.
I just want to make sure everyone gets their first round of shirts before we go back.
I would also like that because I can't really keep around a ton of stock in my 600 square foot apartment.
And we just really don't want to like, no shade to any of our friend shows who do like print on demand shit, but like, I don't know. You found a trans screen printer in Seattle. I'd like to keep as much money circulating in the community as possible.
It's our job to hand around the $20 at an industrial scale whenever possible.
Keep circulating the tapes. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, speaking of Seattle.
God damn it. Yeah.
All
I could think about on the train today was this topic.
So I try very hard not to make Tran Girlismo into a local news special because I do tend to care extremely deeply about street design and transit and how those things impact my city, especially as somebody who primarily relies on transit to get around here. But I had to we have to dive into it a little bit because somebody in this city
so funny
drove a Mazda CX-5 so far down the light rail that they drove up an elevated track section and then they parked at a station that is 30, it's an elevated station. It is 30 feet off the ground. And they only stopped when somebody who was working like transit security walked up to them and was like, "What are you doing? This isn't a road," as their car is bouncing off the ties. Because the tracks are like on the, the issue here, right, is that like there's, because Sound Transit made a stupid decision in like, I don't know, 2010, there is a large section of the Link 1 line that is not grade separated. It just runs along Rainier Avenue through along a bunch of streets, and it's like it's a clusterfuck, and there's car accidents constantly, and it's like it's not a great design. But what happened was they took a left apparently and got confused about where the road was, and so they were driving on the tracks down the wrong trackage, which is like already kind of alarming. And it's like, well, I can almost sort of get it, because it's like it was running at the same level as the street, although it is pretty obviously separated. But then it starts to go up. It pulls up from the street as it approaches Mount Baker Station, which is elevated, and then it is, the way that they have it laid out, I can't remember the technical term for it, but it is 2 concrete blocks with individual ties for each rail, and then like a 7-inch gap down the center. So literally the only way to drive on it would be to keep your wheels precisely down the concrete and bump over every single tie. So like, and then they kept going. Like, it starts pulling up and doing it, and they kept going for like another half a mile until somebody told them, "You have to stop."
What did it was a non-local, obviously.
Utah plates.
Utah, yeah, but this is a deeply Mormon Disney adult tries to reinvent Space Mountain from first principles. Like, I have been thinking. Also, it was like a basically new-ish. It was a last gen, but like still a pretty new CX-5.
Yes.
Do you know how many times a CX-5 will yell at you when you're doing something wrong? Like, how many driver aid things did she ignore when it's like vibrating the wheel, going like, "Hey dog, are you sure?" Like,
well, no, see, she couldn't get the haptic feedback through the wheel because it was violently shaking side to side from the ties. I genuinely don't know how she got up the incline, because I'm actually kind of floored. Mazda can make a good off-roader, apparently. Who even knew they had it in them?
Because genuinely, upon seeing where she drove up, my immediate thing was like, oh, I'm honestly just like, good for her for not like tipping it over onto her roof, like tipping a cow. Like, I just, it's one of those, like, I don't know how you did this. I don't think you should go to jail, but I also think we should crush your CX-5 and make you live somewhere where it's completely walkable.
Well, okay, and this is what's insane to me, right? Is that, like, I have been to Salt Lake City. It's where I got my faggot tattoo. Very funny bit.
And that was more of a brand, and then you added the plane later.
But like, they have ungrade separated light rail in Salt Lake City. So it's not like she's never seen this. Well, I mean, maybe she's from Provo, and then, it's also entirely possible it was a rental, but I don't actually know what rental agency uses Utah plates.
Is that like a John Smith, like you can't rent a car unless it's like an SUV or something?
Maybe.
We're going through a very Mormon time here in America for a lot of reasons, but like, this is maybe the weirdest Mormon thing that we're assuming, but also like, who else lives in Utah? Am I fucking right, dog? It's like, this was first dirty sodas, and now we drive it on the light rail. What else? what other more? It's the caffeine is okay if it comes from something that's not coffee, but coffee icky, it makes God mad.
Well,
that's my favorite Mormon.
The whole reason that was instituted, from my understanding, is that there was a practice early on, many years ago, where women would do coffee socials and they would talk about things that were upsetting them, which usually were men. And so they were like, we have to ban coffee, which I don't know how 100% true that is. I've known a bunch of ex-Mormons throughout my life, and I've heard that one pretty consistently, so I would assume it's pretty true. And also, like, it does make sense, because Mormonism is what happens when you compress all of the years of weird tradition of religion, like, accreting and building upon itself into the span of, like, what, 150 years?
Yeah.
It's like speed running a religion.
They are speed runners. They're less charming than, and charming is the wrong word, Scientology evil, but like Mormonism is just a remix on Christianity, because Scientology is at least out there doing its own, like, you know, there's space war in Scientology, and that's fun, at least. I like Star Wars, I guess.
Yeah, also we're gonna have to dub in an allegedly, so we don't get sued.
By who?
Scientology.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
They love suing people.
What have I always
allegedly
said? Whatever comes for our show, that we are parody. This is a parody news show. Stellantis did try to put a hit out on me yesterday, aka a woman backed into my fucking legs as I was walking home from work like a sensible, walkable community haver. And I made the cardinal sin of trying to go to 7-Eleven for a little treat, and I was hit by a car.
Are you okay?
My knee is still a little sore, but it mostly feels like, you know, when you like jam a finger.
Yes.
And how it feels just kind of tight and less sore, but kind of tight. I'm at that point.
Okay.
So I'm fine. I mean, there was a moment of pure fear where I was just like, I am planning on just literally walking for the next 7 days of my life.
Yeah.
Because I'm in New York, baby. But yeah. Oh my God.
Anyway, but the CX-5 driver was apparently, she said she was following her GPS, which I would suggest that there is also now we haven't phased out windshields yet. It's not a Polestar where they've bricked in the cockpit. So you could look out of that and be like, I'm driving up railroad tracks into a railroad station. Perhaps I should stop. But you know,
did she have the directions on transit for some reason?
I am wondering, a couple of people were like, maybe she had it on walking directions, because it looked like it was similar to the route you would take as a pedestrian there. But it's still, at a certain point, like, you have to realize that, like, you know, maybe I shouldn't drive headlong into commuter train traffic.
That's for our Brightline special. That's for Floridians should know better versus maybe Brightline's a little fucked up.
Yeah, no, there's I've fully taken to calling myself Gay Girl John Oliver ever since that was brought up about how I present this podcast. And there is a full episode about Brightline in which I will just heavily cite from the Miami Herald's incredible reporting on it. Plus like whatever background train knowledge I have, but that is incredibly depressing, and I can't handle that much of a downer. It's just bad.
It's bad, but also, and we don't have to get into it, when the arms are down, what do we do, kids? Say it with me now.
You don't
try to go around the arms.
Yes.
And that's most of the Brightline clips I've seen, is Floridians going like, that's not going that fast, and then immediately getting turned into metal and mist.
It is unfortunately much worse than that.
It's bad. Yeah. I have to assume that if we're outsourcing trains to private contractors, maybe they suck.
Well, I mean, that's the entire history of America in a nutshell right there.
That's
how we like colonized the West. But
my experience on the Pennsylvanian was so much nicer than my experience on the Floridian going towards Chicago.
Well, that's because that's an actual, like, that isn't that partially run with PA state funds?
Yes, it is. And
Yeah,
New York
those
State
are
funds a little bit.
that's why the Cascades is like an actual like rail line, and a lot of the long distance stuff is just federally funded, which means that they are much worse, because it's a lot harder to like make things happen if you have a $6 and also no one cares about you, and also you have to share long haul trackage with like every major class 1 railroad in America, which would absolutely love for nothing more than to stop letting passenger trains run entirely.
Yeah.
That isn't money they're making.
It's
Warren Buffett won't be able to like afford to a ghostwriter for his next book. Oh God, oh fuck, it's so over. Sell everything now.
freak the fuck out and sell everything. Go get all of your money from the banks.
Anyway, I counted this as Pride Month coverage because I see so many people in this city there are a lot of gay women who have stickers that read things like "Hot girls hit curbs" or "Too gay to drive," and stop doing that. It is totally fine if you hate driving. As a matter of fact, I think it's reasonable if you prefer not to drive. That makes perfect sense. But I beg of you, if you are going to operate a 2-ton machine that can kill a human being basically instantly at any speed above 35 miles an hour, I would like you to be good at it. And I think that you should make it your an effort as much as you can to be good at it. It also means that like you should probably familiarize yourself with like reading street signs. They're helpful. The phone doesn't have to tell you everywhere you go. I figured this would be my little PSA. Please do not cause 2 hours of link delays at rush hour because you're bad at driving.
I take it back. We should send a woman to jail.
It was like rush hour, and it was like cool. They just had to stop all the trains.
Or at the very least, stockade in the middle of town for commuters to tackle.
The funniest thing is, did you see how they got it out of there?
Did they just throw it in neutral and push it down?
They had to get a high rail front end loader with a forklift attachment and like swaddle the CX-5 in like ratchet straps and lift it up like a cat carrying its baby kitten all the way back down onto the pavement.
That's how they move Shamu. God damn. I was thinking about like, tier list of bad bumper stickers are like, those are the worst. I do really like the "Best You Let Me Merge."
I do like that one, yeah.
I think those ones are good. That's acceptable. But like, hey, gay people, it's Pride. Infantilize yourself a little bit, especially a little bit less, especially when you're driving the machine that can kill anyone.
Yeah, that's all I ask. It's just, and if you don't feel like, you're super great in it, slow down a little bit. Just if your GPS is telling you contradictory things, go around. It's okay. You can always go around. I'm gonna have to link that song. The Pilot PSA song.
Yes, you can always go around.
Anyway, this has been also, if you're listening from Sound Transit, I'm never going to stop giving you shit for not grade separating Rainier Avenue until you finally fucking grade separate it, because this is a very stupid case and she shouldn't have done this, but also there's got to be a lot of cross traffic accidents that happen on Rainier Avenue with both people and cars, and that is a level of stress you do not need to be putting operators through. Also, it would be more reliable and robust, and it would be a real train. So that's gonna be my promise. And now with that, I will end the local news segment of the podcast.
And welcome a new addition to the Can't Park There Hall of Fame. As that was my one addition to the notes, and this thing was just can't park there. Can't park there.
Yeah. It turns out Mountain Bake. I mean, it is. We do talk about doing parking rides. Maybe she was just trying to like synthesize car bad, train good. Perhaps this is the synthesis of that dialectic.
Car trying to return to train like crab.
Anyway, now for the real Pride Month special bit of the show that I wrote.
Yeah, this is
which
another. I looked away for the show notes for an hour, and then I came back and I saw that you had put all of this in, and then I went, actually, I'm gonna let you rock, dog. I'm gonna let you.
yeah, this I decided I would go gay girl John Oliver with this part because I care about it a lot, and it's something that I have really intense feelings about, like personally and also politically. So I figured this was as good a chance as any to take on the entire like corporate complex, especially as it relates to like pride and what is considered woke. Because apparently, according to Robby Starbuck, Harley Davidson is now woke again. This is the second time he has done this. He claims that Harley has not sufficiently changed its policies, read, become fascist, to his taste. So I figured I would like get into the background of Robby Starbuck for people who are fortunate enough to not know who he is. He is like what his whole background is like he's the child of Catholic Cuban immigrants who came to America in the 1960s fleeing Castro, which
The most
generally
normal Americans on Earth.
which generally implies things about their politics that I will allow you to fill in the blanks about.
How many sugar plantations did you all fucking own?
My my Latina wife has opinions on this. In any case, his background is that he was like he wanted to be a movie maker, and he directed music videos in, I'm gonna make you guess the era that he was active, Jordan. He
Okay.
directed for Pierce the Veil, Blood on the Dance Floor, Asking Alexandria, Yellow Card, The Smashing Pumpkins, Akon, and Jeffree Star.
Sorry, I've been so Pavloved on this show to hear the word Jeffrey and then immediately expect to hear the word Epstein afterwards. Are you giving? Do you want like? I guess that's not an exact year, but
No, just give me a range. Just give me like a ballpark.
06 to 2012.
2008 to 2013. Dead on.
That's
You
pretty
nailed
close.
that
Yeah, that's
shit.
pretty
You
close.
nailed that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
I was just thinking
And
about like when was the last time the Smashing Pumpkins would have released a music video?
yeah, like he did that for a while, and then he just basically disappeared from the radar and decided he would become like a conservative agitator. And his main focus at this point is like he has a staff of 2 full-timers somehow. This is like the Who Funds the Federalist kind of like, where is this money coming from? And they basically just harass any company that has any kind of what they see as like diversity, equity, and inclusion program. Usually just a diversity, equity, inclusion program. A lot of this is like working groups for queer people. Like if you've ever
I
worked
can
at a
still
large
hear
company,
you. I do need to plug my laptop back in because the big buddy cat just unplugged me. So I'm not leaving this conversation. I do just need to plug a laptop back in.
Okay, I've gone too far, and now she's cutting me off. Oh, I just got a leg cramp, so it's fine.
Listeners, we're falling the fuck apart.
So like they basically harass companies that like they see as being too woke as targets that they think that they could make them repeal their programs. So they have successfully caused John Deere, Ford, Coors, Toyota, Caterpillar, Boeing, Walmart, Nissan, McDonald's, Target, and Harley Davidson previously to drop DEI programs, or at least say they're going to drop DEI programs. I witnessed this at 2 of those companies where I either knew people who were on board with like ERGs or in DEI initiatives, and or I just saw them like their ERGs like evaporate entirely, and they either let people go or they just like stopped doing corporate pride or whatever. You can guess what the 2 are. I won't say it.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Harley. Maybe I Harley Davidson twice.
Harley Davidson twice. Well, I'm getting there. I promise. This is all set up.
Okay.
This is all set up.
No. I was just making sure that I was not my train madness had not fully set in, and I was fully on the thing.
No, you're on Amtrak. You're on the right Amtrak. There we go. I'm so tired. I need to stop doing photo shoots so bad. I need this book to come out.
Listeners, we normally would have recorded this 4 days ago, except every single thing in my life was trying to go wrong last week. So I was just like, sure, let's do it in New York, thinking that, we'd both feel more normal after a long weekend, and then I was on a train for 9.5 hours. So we do it because we love you.
Anyway, Robby Starbuck made a film again in 2024.
It's not a real name.
It picked back up in 2024. He made a documentary called The War on Children. I'll give you one guess what that's about. If you guessed blood libel about transgender people, you would be correct.
Okay, cool. I was assuming that. I was just like, there's a fun answer to this, but I just I don't know if I got one.
Yeah, no, there is no. This is unfortunately this is the no fun segment of the episode. But I will like tie this in a way that at least like it'll probably require bleeps actually.
Oh, cool.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't have access to my full editing suite, so hey, maybe don't. But
I don't know if I can. I actually have a segment in here where I literally said I need 14 seconds of bleep words. That's one of the bullet points in my talking points for the notes of this episode.
I can do my best, or send it to Alex, who has been pitch hitting for me while I've been too busy to edit.
Okay, well, sorry in advance to either or both of you. In any case, so in 2024, which is when he started the first wave of this, Robby Starbuck got mad at Harley, and after he did 2 weeks of like Twitter, just adding the company and telling people to like boycott them and doing full like social media assault, Harley basically gave up completely. They put out a statement that it was saddened by the negativity on social media, and according to a U.S. News or U.S. News site did this up? No, USA Today. My apologies. That according to this, they said they hadn't had a DEI department for months. They didn't have any hiring quotas. They had stopped pursuing all supplier diversity spend goals, and they pledged to stop participating in a human rights campaign benchmarking index to measure how much support the company had for any queer employees it may have had. And so he was like, okay, cool. They're going to help grease the skids into fascism as Donald Trump takes office. This is perfect. I'll stop. And then this week or last week, I don't know. The specific timeline of this is irrelevant for the point I'm going to make. He posted on X.com, the everything app, a video where he said, quote, Harley Davidson said they were dropping all these crazy woke policies I exposed, which, again, just as a reminder, was like, hey, we have enough corporate support for our queer employees that HRC can take a look at what we do. They had already gotten rid of all their DEI initiatives, like basically before this guy even like turned to them. Quote, I regret to inform you that unfortunately today I'm going to have to expose them again, end quote. And his complaints are, I suppose, I don't even know if they're worth mentioning. The CEO of Harley, Artie Starrs, was previously the CEO of Topgolf, and they had a company pride event and raised money for SF Pride when he was at Topgolf.
Well, yeah, it's in the name.
Yeah.
It's strict Top Golf. It's T for T, Top for Top Golf. Sorry. Hey, does anyone in this story have a real name?
What, you just started saying Robby Starbuck and Artie Stars aren't hitting you right?
These are 70s children's cartoon characters. these are Archie side characters. Like what? Sure. Yeah. All right. Tell me about Starbuck. Parentheses. Not the Battlestar one.
Anyway, I guess Artie Stars also had run Pizza Hut for a while, and they partnered with a company that had that provided like anti-racism educational materials. So he hasn't even done anything at Pizza Hut. Now there is also I saw there's an article on the Bulwark, which I will begrudgingly link, because I refuse to recognize them as a real outlet. But they went through the whole right-wing griftosphere that they're very familiar with. Don't ask why they're familiar with all these people. And
who's to say?
Yeah, sorry, Bill Crystal. You are not invited on the show.
Billy Crystal, however, we could talk.
Sure, but
I love but Harry West Sally.
But he seems to think that it's some kind of like targeted campaign to like get people to switch to Indian motorcycles, because that's the brand that keeps coming up in all of these social media videos made by right-wing agitators. And it's like, that'd be weird. I mean, I will not even go that far and say that, because I also think that like it is equally likely that somebody in Robby Starbuck's orbit like independently like owns an Indian service repair shop and was like, hey man, can you tell people to come ride the bikes that I make money off of instead of the other company? And he was just like, yeah man, sure, because it's all just like a disgusting like back scratching party in so basically every conservative space, because they have so much money going around and they all hate each other. And so the only way that they can express any kind of like kinship with like their fellow man in what is theoretically their ideological space is to financially assist one another in like horrifically grifty ways, because that's the only way the economy works for them. It's like their goal is always to be scamming other people lest they become the scammed.
ABS, that's always be scamming.
That's basically my thought on it. But in any case, with this incredibly thin, flimsy complaint against Harley, Robby Starbuck has called this, and this is a direct quote, communism. Now,
words cooked.
This is where I have 14 seconds of just straight bleep about what communism is, which I suppose I can just leave it as an exercise for the listener as to what I would like to say here.
Here's my interjection in this moment of your creativity. In Woke 2, we're gonna have to call it indigenous people's motorcycles. I'm taking that, or you're building them in like fucking like you're building them in Delhi,
Yeah, no, I think the thing is that like Reconstruction 2 is not going to be vibes. It is not going to be submitting papers. It's going to be something much more interesting. It will be an interesting time for us all.
Keep watching. Sure. You'll love what happens next.
The thing is that like the idea of going after Harley a second time for being too woke is incredibly funny to me, and I think like demonstrates how patently stupid these grievances are, because like for one, CEOs are just go from company to company and do whatever they're like they are like the gentry of modern America, and that they just kind of like go from one position to the next and either do well or fail, and it doesn't really matter. It has no material impact on their lives, and they do whatever the hell is going on. Like I would be shocked if Mr. Artie Stars was sitting in like a board meeting at Pizza Hut and was like, God damn it, I heard somebody like who didn't know about the like Tulsa bombings and like the move bombings of Philadelphia in the 80s. And it's like this level of entrenched white supremacy is unacceptable. And from a top-down perspective, we must remake Pizza Hut to be anti-racist. That's what we're gonna do.
Are instituting the John Brown Little Readers program.
Now, this is what we're gonna do under Woke 2. The Pizza Hut will be forcibly woke, but this has never happened. So it's just like he's just making shit up. Because the thing is, like Harley's whole thing is that they sell police violence as a product. Like, hey, do you know what's cooler than being like an outlaw? Being totally unconstrained by the law, but also still part of it, which is the entire Harley brand image. That's like the only time in my life. There's one person I know who is going to listen to this and laugh because she does have a Harley. To which I say, you're in Dykes on Bikes and you can ride whatever the fuck you want. That's cool as hell. The first Harley I ever had close exposure to was literally ridden by an auto theft cop in Albany, New York. And he was bragging about how he had the police model that was faster and had like a gun holster in it and shit to me when I'm like 9. And I'm like, this man is scary. Please help. The stranger danger alarms are going off despite my parents telling me this man is safe. That's interesting. But the reason that I wanted to talk about this for Pride Month specifically is because like one of the 2 car companies that have been mentioned previously in this segment, I did like I think 2 or 3 separate like Pride talks for their ERGs and like various like internal corporate events basically to talk about the experience of being trans in the auto industry and like why I thought it was beneficial for them financially to support trans people because like it more or less goes along the lines of like every kind of like sort of rainbow washing corporate lib HRC adjacent Pride campaign, which is, hey, your goal is to attract the best talent, and so the best talent is going to look different than just like a sea of straight white guys. So it's economically in your best interests to allow people from as many diverse backgrounds as possible to feel comfortable and valued at your company.
And this just like, makes sense. Yeah. It's like, yeah.
And it was like, this is kind of supposed to be where like the invisible hand of the market does its job and makes things better. And like this always has felt kind of foolish to me. I mean, like on one hand, it leaves out of the picture everybody who's not traditionally economically valued, which, hello, hi, I'm right here. But also, it relies on this specific cost benefit analysis always working out. Where like, it is a better investment to have these people around and actually value their contributions rather than just like jettison them entirely because keeping them has been proven too costly, which is what's happening now. Because like literally within 6 months of doing this Pride talk for one of these car companies, they disbanded it even before the election because of this fucking guy. It was this fucking guy's fault.
So we should.
Yes, Jordan. We should absolutely.
Did I cut something out, or did I just look into my co-host's eyes knowingly?
This too is Yuri.
Sorry, there's also I am being just absolutely there's a cat directly on the other side of the laptop screen, so it's like there's Victoria eyes here, and then right over laptop there are 2 cat eyes. So I'm just really feeling observed right now. Yeah,
practice for our live shows
for sure. Which
yeah, we're not scheduling those yet. You all gotta wait for that.
You all gotta wait for that. Also, like I've become 60-40. The America 250 GP isn't happening. Or since they're making people submit socials, I do believe.
What?
To get free tickets?
I applied for tickets. So I didn't have to submit my
social media. Did they not make you? Okay.
No, it was just email.
Okay.
Which does go back to me. Like it's very obviously my email. But like
I just worry that if they're doing any sort of check-in, you and I are getting disbarred from. We're not going to be allowed in DC. There was part of me where it's just like, listeners, it'll be old news by the time you see this. But like, as I was arriving into New York City today, they announced that a several block radius of Manhattan was basically going to become a demilitarized zone. So our president could get booed and then fall asleep at a basketball game. But no one told Amtrak that this was happening. So they didn't have like guidance for people getting off the train into closed streets and attempting to close the sidewalks even.
Yeah, no, I can't emphasize enough how much it's just like closing down Midtown. entirely
closing
around
down Midtown around Madison Square Garden, which what, the busiest train station in all of North America is also right there. Cool, good. Yeah, I was like telling people on my train, I'm like, yeah, we're some people are like, I can't wait to go watch the Knicks thing, and I'm like, unless you have tickets, you're not watching the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Sorry, this is not happening. They canceled
yeah.
that because our big wet president needs
I
this.
don't even know why he wants to go.
Because
They
he wants to
hate
get
him
booed
there.
because he loves
It's a
cortisol. He's a poster at heart. He's got a cortisol addiction, as do we all. We love to get mad.
Even given that the standing room only tickets are $4,000, and everybody there is going to own like a car dealership that sells exclusively to like drug dealer pedophiles or whatever.
The mayor got standing room only tickets for $1,000, and he felt the need to clarify that it was personal money that he had before he became mayor, and he didn't let them give him tickets. And I'm like, one, I don't think there was any danger of James Dolan giving Zoran Mobnati, but like,
they're gonna be lucky if he's gonna be lucky if he gets let into MSG, from what I've read about that asshole. That's a whole other Pride Month special.
Yeah, happy Pride. Read about his surveillance state targeted at one trans woman not wanting one trans woman to be on television at a Knicks game. Cool and normal and good.
I think, yeah, thank you. This actually ties in great with my concept here about all of this corporate pride stuff, which is basically I fully admit, like, the first book I did was like, it was in conversation with some of these topics, right? Like, part of the reason that I did, We Deserve This with, it wasn't my first book, it was my second book, but I forget about the first one all the time. Anyway, the part of the reason that I like made it the way I did was because, like, one, I wanted to reclaim car culture for us, and I wanted to like showcase us looking our best and to being happy and feeling empowered. Part of the reason that I focused on cars as the like fashion accoutrement to all of the people who modeled in it was because cis people, who generally, I think, need some sort of prompting to see trans people as people first, are familiar with seeing cars as like symbols of success. They are literally status symbols, and cars are very good at portraying a vibe. Like the idea of like modifying your car to be a better reflection of yourself is partially how I came out, and also something that has resonated with basically every guy I've ever met in my life. Where it's like, yeah, this is the way that you express yourself. It's like it is an extension of one's own like styles and choices and like personal image. And so like there was a little bit of this kind of like, reaching across to cis people and even car companies to be like, hey, look, see, this is, I'm going to use this consumerist object in a way that is hopefully going to like illustrate to these people that, we're human beings who deserve to be treated with respect, while making a thing that is ultimately for us. And the thing is I think I'm done with that.
I think I'm done with it as well. And like, I was trying to hastily also Google the exact sentiment where I have an unfortunate deep emotional resonance with the Tumblr post. If you told Vin Diesel Fast and Furious you were gay, he'd be like, some people like driving stick, some people like driving automatics. What matters is you cross the finish line. I think about that all of the time vis-a-vis queerness in car culture, where it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that book was huge for me because I was like, it's so weird how many people at the time were like telling me personally, like, oh, you look amazing. I can't wait. I hope to one day be like you. When I look back at the me that was in the book and I go, oh, you beautiful little green-haired nightmare. You have no idea what the fuck you're doing, are you? You little horrid party girl. But like, yeah, it's why employee resource groups are not bad.
No,
I don't think
no.
they're a bad concept. I just think that they have been I keep thinking about, and this is only tangentially related, I keep to the point I'm about to make, but I keep thinking about that comic that went viral that we reposted and everything, the Tesla
The
stickers getting
Teslas with
weird.
this sticker that just says "Absolve me." Tell
Absolve
me
me.
I'm good.
Bringing you out to talk to people kind of does feel like the tuxedo mask. Well, the day is saved. It's like, well, you didn't do anything, and it's just goodbye.
Yeah.
I just
Well, and it's like, this is what's so challenging, even to talk to car companies that are, quote, woke, which is, obviously I'm using this term sarcastically. They are not, they may score better with HRC, but like every single plant they build is going to be in a right to work state, because that's where they can't have unions, because God fucking forbid their workers actually unionize and demand what they're worth, or demand that they can't be fired for no reason, or demand that the whims of the company saying like, oh, we support queer people, are written in something stronger than like an HR written press release. But all of those states, incidentally, because they're awful, are red states, which queer people increasingly cannot live in. And this is like part of why I think that I'm done with this phase of my life, right? It's like there are shoots in the new book of like trans women with their cars because I think it's cool or whatever, and that's rad. There's a photo shoot I did of a T for T lesbian couple holding hands across the back of their matching Defenders. They each have like a 90s Land Rover, or is it no Disco? Sorry, Discovery. I
hell
got
yeah.
it wrong. Yeah, but it's like in front of the Twin Peaks mountains. It's awesome. It's great, and it's like, this is cool. This is still like a natural expression of joy. But like the idea of trying to select like expensive cars or whatever, we're done with that. Like if you're a cis person and you haven't figured it out yet that we're people, then I'm sorry, I don't care. Your buy-in is no longer going to be required, because the world that we are trying to build is no longer one of incremental improvement where companies and well-meaning cis people get to distribute a little sprinkling more like rights every couple of years for us to like get to participate more in the broader society around us, because we're going to build a world where it is not going to be up to a corporation to be queer friendly. If we go where I would go, there aren't going to be corporations. But also I think a lot of this is just like the idea of having an HRC index of like good companies to work for is in itself fucking awful. Like,
yeah.
the whole reason that there's a stereotype about like trans women working in like defense contractors or whatever is because for the longest fucking time, the only companies that covered any kind of like what we would now consider gender affirming care, like, surgeries and electrolysis and shit, was defense contractors working from this like neo-lib mindset of, well, we got to have the best team possible. And guess what? They're not fucking doing that anymore, because that's woke now. You can't support your employees to, get gender affirming care. And you know who built the world?
Lockheed's for sure still doing that though.
That maybe. I mean, I don't know if they are still doing the like Pride Parade Lockheed Martin socks, which I do actually want a pair of. Those are pretty funny. You've seen Lockheed Martin socks, right?
Lockheed put their Pride logo back up this year.
Really?
I believe so. I got a McDonald's Pride ad literally while I was trying to Google the Vin Diesel thing. So like, it's either burgers or bombs. Welcome to America.
I mean, that's great. I suppose the other thing too is that, like, if you work for Lockheed, there's a pretty decent. If you work for Lockheed, you're politically left or trans anyway. It's pretty likely that the like instruments of the state you are currently building to kill other people will be aimed at you at some point. So maybe out of pure naked self-interest, you should stop. But like, I think my point is that this is hell. We shouldn't keep doing this. Like, I've been approached by like another car company to speak for them this Pride Month, and I was like, I don't know if you want me to do that, because like I know where all your plants are. I know your entire supply chain. I know, like, broadly speaking, a bunch of things about corporate culture. And like I think that the things I'm saying are basically incompatible with corporations at this point, because a lot of this is like, if you're a corporation who wants to figure out how to help trans people the best. You should run a Manchurian candidate to destroy Ken Paxton right now. Give them $1 billion and a Gundam. But nobody's going to do that because that's not how this works. Like this, our rights are ancillary to their profits, and that's not what's currently profitable. So we have to build a world where that is irrelevant.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm kind of mad.
Understandably, and it's just I have often been feeling lately that how many times have we said something on this show and then talked to each other later and gone, God, how nice is it that there's no one looking over our shoulder for all this? Like, we don't have to, as people who are putting this out ourselves, supported by our listeners and not like adverts. Like, we don't want to run ads. We don't want to run ads. But also, even if we did, whose ads are going to go next to me saying, do you know you could buy cum lube at the mall, and also we must destroy capital? like
let's just run through a potential Toyota ad read from me. Hello, we're Toyota Motor Corporation. Our charismatic CEO, who everybody thought was cool, loves to wear a Donald Trump t-shirt to fake NASCAR races in Japan. Also, their dealer network is like the #1 financier for basically all right-wing politics in the state of Texas. Crazy. Anyway, the new Highlander's pretty nice. Go have fun with that. Do you think they'd pay us?
I don't think they'd pay us. You know who might pay us? Carvana.
No.
I think Carvana.
They'll just give anybody anything.
Yeah, I think they'll. I think Carvana would be down because I would say shit like, "Hey, you want to bankrupt yourself, Carvana? I'll let you finance fucking whatever, dog. Who gives a shit?" Yeah, I just it's one of those things where I said at the top of the show, but pride's so weird at this point, because at one point I am kind of really glad that the era of corporate pride, which I was first coming out into, has died.
Yeah. My first pride I ever went to was Houston, Texas. I marched with like the NASA ERG contingent. Which it was cool, honestly. It was so cool because it was like we had an older lesbian lady who had a beat to shit 2006 Ford F-150 with a handmade banner on it, and then they brought an old Mars rover concept out of storage, and like this sweetest, oldest gay man I've ever met in my life just did donuts down the street with it for like the whole length of the parade, because it was like 4-wheel independent steering. It was great. I really love that. You know what they began that parade with? In like, this is like, I don't know, 2015 or something. No, it's later than that. This is 2018, 2019.
Was it Shell?
No, it was Houston PD's massive armored personnel carrier, which I was not as radical about my gay politics at that point, but even then at the time, I was like, that seems fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, no cops at Pride has always been no cops, no corporations at Pride. Do I like the reason why all of these corporations have left Pride? Absolutely not. No. That also feels bad. But like, I'm glad they're gone. It does.
Well, and this is why people complained about like pinkwashing and rainbow capitalism to begin with, is that it was obvious that the minute the political winds shifted and it became inconvenient to support us, they would. I mean, it's the same thing with like, there's a reason that we had to like write the Civil Rights Act in blood. Granted, we're still overturning it currently, but like the limits of like, oh, you can make more money if you integrate the South was not going to be a path forward for like actual meaningful change. You have to like establish these things in law. And you also have to like, and this is, I think, crucially the bit of it for me, where I'm like, if you want to be a pride in your corporation, you run a company or whatever, cool, let all your employees unionize. And then when they strike, because you're not giving them like a living wage, or you're trying to like lay people off because they're queer or because they make too much noise about whatever, then you have to like accept it when you go back to the bargaining table with them and let them actually argue for what they should have. Yes.
Or you're fucking the complete non-car rant.
Yeah.
You're Wizards of the fucking Coast, and you're making your trans employees dead name themselves to vote on unionizing.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and that is
out of here with that.
Yeah, that's it. And that's a place that would like is supported by a ton of trans people, and also I think like broadly is considered like, you know, a good place to work. Huge air quotes around that. Yeah. Fuck them. This is my point, right? Is like the minute that you are inconvenient in any way to their bottom line, they will kill you. And so I think that like pride for me is just like you should be out at work if you feel safe doing it. It's cool. You should also not trust anyone who works at your company to make a decision that would protect you over their bottom line. Because we don't live in a system that does that. And so we have to build a system that no longer does that. So I don't know, if you're the car company who hit me up about talking for corporate pride, if you'd like me to advocate for communism in the middle of your ERG meeting, hit me up. I'm down. I just don't think that that's really going to play well.
I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna make a joke about what I could be bought for at the moment, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm too proud to be bought this month. Ask me in August. Fuck it. We'll see how the summer goes.
Yeah, I think the thing that I just wanted to close this out with was like, this is the second time Starbuck has launched a campaign against Harley. These fucking people will never be happy. You will never be regressive enough for fascists to satisfy them. The entire point of fascism is that you are at constant war, both ideologically and actually, you know, material world. Like,
not it's not this man, but did you see the guy who's melting down over the new Halo remake cover?
No.
Because the skybox has a little tinge of pink with its blue and white clouds.
Oh my god.
And they're like, they made Halo woke. And I'm like,
oh my god.
think we first order of business at woke 2 is shooting every Twitter server. Take it all down, shoot them. I don't know.
No,
we reward such bad behavior, and again,
it's not even we.
Starbuck. The guy's name is Starbuck.
It's not even we. This guy has a staff of people dedicated to harassing companies to drop it. He literally gets money to do this.
He pays other people to help him do this.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's like we have to build a world where that is not possible. And to that end, I will say, isn't that right, Jordan?
Give us a Gundam.
I think the other funny thing here is that like Costco pretty openly when they were pressured to drop all their DEI policies was like, no, fuck you, we're Costco. We have the $1.50 hot dog, bow before us, and it worked fine. It didn't hurt them at all. It actually probably helped them. This is not an argument to continue doing capitalism, but it is pretty funny.
It is an argument to keep going to Costco.
I would love a future that's like some sort of, you know, planned economy in which the people who run Costco get to make major decisions in how supermarkets are run. That was state-owned grocery store contracted out with Costco. I would be super down for.
Yeah, I'll trust all grocery stores to the if you raise the price of the hot dog, I'll fucking kill you guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
God
that's
damn,
just
Victoria. It's so bleak.
It's not great, but I mean, at the very least, like I think why I wanted to talk about this was just because if you are a listener who, you know, works in the auto industry or whatever, let this sit with you. Don't let these people like use you up. I feel so goddamn like personally used and disgusted with myself that I ever spoke for a car company that then threw all of their fucking queer employees under the bus. So like, don't let them do that to you, first of all.
Oh my God. I hadn't even thought about that angle of it. Like,
I did it for free because
free?
I didn't want there to be a conflict of interest. And I covered the auto industry. I said I would do it as a like, I believe in this, and I had a pretty wide berth to talk about what I wanted to. And some of that was like, hey, if you're a large car company with your headquarters based in Plano, Texas, maybe you should consider moving them from there for the sake of every single queer person that works for you. And given where that car company's headquarters currently is, I didn't really do much, I guess. But
Can't be Texas corporate taxes. Sorry, dog.
well, that's the thing, right? Is like they don't give a fuck. They'll kill you. If Greg Abbott walked up to the Akio Toyota and was like, "Hey,
Greg
mag
Abbott's
dump
not walking up to anyone."
Shit, I forgot. Oh God, I would never laugh at anybody else for that. But
no, it's okay making fun of Greg Abbott being in a chair, and it's not okay to make fun of him for being in the chair. It is okay to make fun of him because his fortune came from the tree limb that fell on him, which is why he is a wheelchair user. And you know what he did when he entered Republican politics? Made it illegal for anyone to ever get that amount of money from a settlement like his ever again.
oh,
So anyway, I bet Governor Wheels, it would feel really good to... I've posted that on Blue Sky and they didn't give me a strike for it. But granted, that was kind of in Wild West. You could tell people to kill themselves on Blue Sky days.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I did feel used for it. But also I think part of it too is just like it's not gonna work. It's fine. Like do what you can at work, try to make people's lives better. But like ultimately, if you find yourself in a position where you're leading a car company, you have to make a financially disastrous decision to move your headquarters. You let all your employees unionize, and these are things that I just don't think are going to happen. I'm still waiting for like the one ethical capitalist, and I have yet to find them.
And it's just companies aren't your friends. Not the one you work for, not the one that your dad works for, not the one that like you like. Like none of them are your friends. Leftist queer podcasters are your friends, and that's what I have not been so craven this Pride Month to plug the Patreon, but I have had a couple friends in media be like, you should be juicing that Patreon more, and I'm just like, I'm trying to be good. We're trying to be good.
But yeah, I don't know. That's my rant. I fucking hate these people. I hate Robby Starbuck. Come on the show and we'll,
Yeah, we
Isn't
do
that right,
record
Jordan?
we do record in person, and we'll airdrop you a location to go to. Yeah.
Debate, just setting up the Ben Shapiro style "come change my mind" folding table in the middle of Cal Anderson during like the unpermitted like queer pride events that are running all month. Hey, come to the furry trans DJ rave event and
go
debate
to
me there.
We'll meet you at Anthrocon. You brought up the debate me thing. There was a guy at the shop I work at the other day who, from the side profile, was a perfect Charlie Kirk. And I just had to text my coworker when I saw the side profile. I was like, that's the angle the shooter saw.
Yeah. I have one more topic for us that isn't Pride Month related at all, but it is Pride Month for us.
And it's Pride Month for us, but also you are not. You do lightly keep dead naming this plan, or at least you're not respecting how the plan's name is spelled.
It's Stellantis, which to me feels like Pride Month because I think at this point, Pride Month, this podcast is like a quarter Stellantis by runtime at this point, which I can't help. They just keep doing shit that's fucking insane.
They can't be normal.
14 car companies in a trench coat. So I decided that I looked for a while to try to find something.
Bad car companies in a trench coat too. That's the really crazy part. Is none of them other than like we like Alfa Romeo, we like Peugeot. They're all bad companies other than that.
I mean, Alfa Romeo is a bad car company. I just happen to like them a lot.
Yeah, but they are bad in the fun way.
Yeah. I mean, I also have a soft spot for Jeeps. Not like I like the Wrangler. I wish the Wrangler were like from a different brand that didn't make like assault vehicles for ICE. Because now when I say I like Jeeps, I have to be like, no, the friendly ones that like Barbie drives, not like, the urban assault vehicles.
You want a Suzuki Jimny or whatever.
I do. I would love that. They won't sell me one here. It's fine. I don't have $40,000 for a new car anyway. So in any case, Stellantis, as you may remember from an earlier episode of this show, lost $26 billion last year. As car companies do.
Such a big number.
As car companies do when they're doing well and they have 14 brands that people love. So what they're going to do is, instead of being like, we should like hone this down and focus in on like what people actually want, like making money hand over fist with Jeep, we're going to actually double down. We're all in on spending $60 billion to develop or refresh 110 cars, including 60 all-new vehicles in the next 3.5 years as part of the Fast Lane 2030 plans. And this is where I keep apparently dead naming it, because it's actually... Do you want to describe this?
It's capital F, lowercase a, capital S, capital T, capital L, capital A, lowercase ne 2030. Which someone pointed out that it is almost Stellantis' stock ticker, which might be where they got it from.
The reason is because they are going to, and I'll get to this in a second, but the platform that they are debuting to get like 30 cars out onto is called the STLA platform.
That was the jerk-off motion fart noise. Who can't see what I just did into camera, but that makes sense. That's stupid, but sure. Yeah, I guess if you need to make 60 all new vehicles, why not make one platform and then just get like a bunch of Legos and then just build everything on top of that, and then you get to claim that you're making new cars when it's really like two cars.
So this is what's wild, right? So they're going to build. The plan currently sits at 29 EVs, 15 plug-in hybrid vehicles, 24 hybrids, and 39 gasoline cars. I got this from Autocar, which I will be linking in the description. It was part of an investor conference that, I'll be totally honest, I've finished the part of my life where I sit through those. I used to try to report stuff as it broke. That I remember reporting on, like when Ford was like, "Oh, we're building the next like China beating EV concept thing. It'll be out in a year," and this is like 2 years ago, and there's no evidence it exists. It's mostly just a hype. It's just that video from Microsoft where what's his name? What is it? Steve Ballmer or whatever walks out on stage and it's just like developers, but for car companies.
It's one of the greatest. They gave that white boy a little bit of sauce videos of all time.
Whenever my wife and I develop film at home, we just chant that to each other back and forth.
That's really
when we
good.
bring out the bottle of Kodak HC-110, just chant developer at each other.
You two married you each married the right woman for each other. Yeah. In other bad press conferences, I always think about the really disastrous PS3 E3 unveil where they say $699 in 2005 for a console, and to just silence, grim silence.
We're gonna miss those days soon.
Well,
consoles will now be $1 billion.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of people get Charlie Brown football kick into forgetting that no, you don't spend money on Xbox things right now, y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, it's clear green. It's got a clear green plastic case on the new Xbox. It's going to be $1,000, and all of that money goes to genocide.
Anyway, so Stellantis is says they got 60 cars or 110 cars they want to come out with. 50% of its cars will be on just 3 platforms. The first of which is called STLA1, which, as far as I can tell, is a catch-all for sizes ranging from city, small, medium, large, and frame platform. Like, I don't know what the kind of modularity of this is, and I am questioning even now as I say it to you if that's actually true.
Because I mean, car companies have stretched platform shit, pun not intended. Platforms have stretched shared platforms before. Like, I don't know. Isn't that even all the way up to like the Lamborghini Urus? Isn't that also like kind of a Golf still or whatever?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, there's a little bits of it in there, but like, apparently this is like B, C, and D segments, which makes a little bit more sense. Yeah. I was like, I don't know where I got that information from. I'm sorry. If we edited this podcast, I would just delete it. But this one isn't going to get edited though. It's in New York.
I just don't edit for that kind of content. Alex, when she was pitch hitting for the show, was like, "Do you want me to edit out all the uhs and ums?" And I'm like, "No, you gotta leave that texture in there. You gotta leave us dying while we forget a word in. People need to know that we're fallible and human."
Yeah, that's like Opel Astra to Peugeot 507, I guess. That makes sense. So I guess they'll have another one for the frame stuff. I don't know where the hell I got that from. Anyway, there you go. I made a mistake live on air. Even in my John Oliver segments.
You corrected it live on air.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would sooner die than be wrong on here. So I would get 1,000 emails so fast. Anyway, BC and D platform.
So gentle. Yes. Yeah.
But they are correct. They know at least as much as me half the time. Usually more. They're gonna put, B, C, and D platform. They're gonna underpin 30 cars with this new STLA1 platform by 2035. The real story of this is that Stellantis is currently chasing every Chinese OEM because the goal is to get new car development down to 24 months rather than spending their current 40 months on a dev cycle for a new car. So, you might say at this point, like, Victoria, wouldn't a good way to catch up to China be like to focus on high volume, high selling cars done really, really well, since Chinese cars aren't just made quickly, but they're actually quite good. Instead of pumping out 110 new cars in less time than a single presidential term, like the automaker rabbit strategy. Well, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I don't understand why they're doing this, but
yeah.
What they will be doing is they're just going to focus on Peugeot, Fiat, Ram, Jeep, and their Pro One line, which is just all the work trucks and vans. Because the vans get sold under like 85 badges. You could buy a fucking Ram ProMaster, as every French car company has ever existed. And it's still the exact same thing. They're everywhere in Paris. It's kind of funny.
It's so funny, especially like, I don't know. I just see it's the ones in the US that have the Ram badges on it that actually feels the most like I am when like a corgi gets crossed with another dog and it just kind of looks like a corgi wearing a shitty disguise. The Ram styling on the the small van always is just like, buddy, you're not a Ram. I think it's cute though. You used to be a wolf or whatever. Like, I think that's cute. How many of they are bringing badge engineering back in the like everything old is new again. It can be an Oldsmobile, it could be a Pontiac, it can be a Chevy. Like,
yeah. Now, what they said, what Emmanuel Capilano told Autocar, that every Stellantis product isn't just going to be a lazy rebadge. He said they, quote, need to change.
I don't believe him. He said like a liar.
They need to, quote, change the design, body type, and shape and brand attributes. All the features that are characteristic for each and every brand. In the meantime, we're working on following launches on the same platform where most of the effort in terms of capital expenditure is on really diversifying the models and lineup and not just rebadging. So you will have the new Peugeot first, and after that, you'll have a new Vauxhall that is not a rebadged Peugeot, and then an Alfa Romeo, a Jeep, or whatever, end quote.
Huh.
So I guess they are just going to continue neglecting all of the brands that are Peugeot, Fiat, Ram, and Jeep, which sounds like what they were doing already.
That does seem...
Remind me again of the current Chrysler lineup of products.
You mean the Pacifica and then the Voyager, which is just
the Voyager Pacifica got dropped.
You're right. It's just the Pacifica. It's just the Pacifica. It's just the Pacifica. There was I forget who I was talking to, so, which listener that I met in person was talking to me about this, but like, they could have just kept the most recent Chrysler 300 in production forever. And by most recent, I mean like that Mercedes chassis still has a couple years left in it, right? That Dalmer chassis, that like 90s E-Class chassis.
Yeah.
It's crazy that they're coming out here and be like, we're doing all of these new cars. And who's getting these new cars? It's all of the brands that we've already been putting out new things for. And then sure, we'll like not badge engineer them onto like these other brands. But like, does it feel like they're not doing anything actually new and they're trying to like, this is like when you were like, it really feels like they got told that they needed a big new initiative, but they forgot. And then at the last minute, like, can we just get a slide deck together and just rebrand all the shit we were gonna do anyways, and just make it like flashy? Can you make it, call it something like Fastlane, and then just make it real dumb sounding, and then we can,
let me just do something really quick here because I didn't get to this in the notes, but let me just see. If we take 110 models and we divide that across 14 brands, that's 7.8 cars per brand, which would actually take Chrysler back to being almost functional as a car company. That would be close.
It's close, yeah.
I think the thing is that, like, we during this Investor Day presentation, we got a sneak glimpse of what is supposedly going to be the Chrysler Airflow, which, if you'll remember from, I think it was 3 years ago, we were promised to have on the market by last year as like this incredibly gorgeous cutting edge EV. And instead, during the Investor Day conference, it was like, oh, this is a crossover with a gas engine.
Yeah,
it's just a 2-row crossover with a gas engine, and apparently everything's gonna be modular, so they can put an EV drivetrain in it, or they can put a diesel engine in it, or make it a hybrid. Which, as we all know, is the way to make really well-engineered cars, is to make it so that none of the drivetrain even remotely is thought about during the design of the chassis. You should always build cars so that they are just like waiting for a plug-and-play power unit to drop into it. That's how you get good handling, smooth driver experience, a good UI. That's generally what people look for, is like I continue to be haunted by the words of guest Kevin Williams, who said that every fucking EV launched in America looks like those fucking Skechers shoes with light up on the bottom that have the big chunky bottoms.
It's really, and it's just, if you're like the boss of like Dodge, I mean, I guess, is Tim Kuniskis is he just the Ram boss, or is he the boss of Dodge?
I believe he's just Ram.
Okay.
Because they have Antonio Filosa, who is the guy I remember, who's the head of Stellantis. They have Tim Kuniskis, who I'm pretty sure is just Ram, and then they have 13 other guys because they have 13 other car companies.
If you're one of those guys whose company didn't get named in this, like, are you? Ooh, that's probably not good. That when I started searching for Timothy Kuniskis, his full legal name, I immediately the autocomplete was Trump.
Are you telling me the CEO of Ram might be a Trump guy?
Yeah.
Whoa. I
Oh,
hate when
right.
my faves are implicated.
He's former CEO. He's former CEO of Dodge. That's what it is. And then
Okay.
he's chief executive officer. Okay. Okay. We could add him on LinkedIn. And then he could tell us to kill ourselves. It was just like Alfa Romeo being left for dead at all of this does make me pretty sad. But like,
Hey, the
it's
dealer
just
in
all
Capitol Hill still has tons of 2024 models in there.
I know. 2024 models.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what this entire thing stinks of?
No,
This entire thing stinks of Dodge Hornet.
it does. It
It's
does. This is how you get the Dodge Hornet.
This is how you get the Dodge Hornet. This is how you badge engineer a. Because I'm sorry, Dodge's cars, even on their purported existing 40-month dev cycle, sometimes they're coming in a little hot.
Yeah.
And
You
how
you
hot
mean
are they going to be coming in 24 months when they're designed to be plug and play with different drive? It's not.
it's
It's not going to be pretty for a model
do
year or
you
two.
Jordan, do you remember the Chevrolet Uplander?
Are you trying to updog me right now? What's an uplander?
It was the successor model of the Chevrolet Venture. It was their minivan, the last minivan they made up to the financial crisis. And it has the laziest. They also made a Pontiac
I've
version.
never seen this man before in my entire life. And by
It's
that I mean,
it's
I'm
the
sure
car.
I've seen 1,000 of them.
It's the car that is used in the opening bank heist scene of One Battle After Another, which did make me do the point and like the Leonardo DiCaprio point gif at the screen. It got
heavily based on the GM predecessor minivans, was heavily based on it, which
yes.
means they upgraded to huh.
Yeah, so they remade that as a Pontiac, and I think did it have a Buick version, or they made
and
like
a Saturn version?
Yeah, yeah.
Girl.
And do you see what those rebrands look like? They are the exact same minivan wearing a fake mustache.
This is what I meant by popping like badge engineering, but like literally badge only. Like when I said Legos, I meant like pop that off, pop that right on, and then it's
like,
good to go.
There's going to be more distance between a Chevrolet SS and a Holden Commodore, or Holden, whatever the hell those were, Monaro.
Yeah, Commodores, right?
No, the Commodores are the two doors. They turned into the GTO. Somebody's gonna yell at me for this. I'm tired. You don't get to yell at me. Maybe. We're really just doing the thing where the two of us just name cars like baseball players at each other.
Oh my god. This is the Saab 94X. I was at Houston Cars and Coffee once, and it was one of like they brought out the big guns, Houston Cars and Coffee. Like there was a Zonda there. Wow. Oh my god. No, that was the one where they also brought an old Michael Schumacher Ferrari, started it and revved the balls off of it in the middle of a shopping center in Houston. And you know what I fucking pogged out about? I saw the Saab crossover that's rarer than an F40. And it was just in the parking lot. It had like mismatched wheels. It had been beaten to shit. It was incredible. That's what all of their cars are going to be. They're all just going to be like, and like, what's the point of having all of these brands? You could save so much money by not having to Photoshop new logos on things.
I actually think I'm beginning to wonder if like Stellantis is like a CEO make work program meant to keep the unemployment rate for the gentry of the American auto industry at acceptable levels by just inventing new car companies for them to appoint CEOs to and then never have to make a product.
It feels like a publisher's clearinghouse, but for car companies, where it's like if you, or not that, it's like a Five Below, or a Ross, or a TJ Maxx, or like another like
Marshalls.
It's a Marshalls. Yeah, it's like, oh, could you not truly make it on your own? come here into the Stellantis trench coat, and maybe together we could become one real car company again.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I assume that most of these cars won't exist in 3.5 years because, again, building a car requires a supply chain that exists, which that might be another geopolitics special. But Jordan, are you familiar with the Strait of, I think it's Albab Mendeb? I'm turning to my wife; she might know. What is the name of the strait that they're going to block next?
Oh, Ben Al. I'm in a spot here.
Sorry, babe.
They're blocking another strait of cars.
Yeah,
they're blocking another strait of water. That's cool.
Well, Yemen has announced that they're gonna block the strait that leads to the Suez Canal, which, as you might remember from that little incident a few years ago. Bab el Mendeb. Thank you, babe. Bab el Mendeb. As you might remember from the little incident with the little ship I like to call the Ever Given a few years back, is pretty crucial to global trade.
The topic that is always ever given us more to talk about. Yeah, oh, buddy. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's so over. It's never been more over. It's time to buy Warren Buffett's next book.
It's time to buy Warren Buffett's next book. It's time to, again, I'm sorry to the listener who commented that got a little, I assume jokingly hurt that I said there's no reason to buy a gas daily, but like, I'm sorry, we're anchored on June 1st straight being open. JP Morgan Chase, we're straight open +8 right now, and let me just take a big sip of this can of Coke and see if the Strait of Hormuz is open yet.
Yeah, well, no,
it's
and
not cool.
Yeah,
and Grandpa has to go to ruin the Knicks game instead. Okay, cool.
I do love how he was like, I can't attend my son's wedding because the Strait of Hormuz requires too much attention. And the day after, the Israelis have basically struck the entire Middle East all at once. He's like, fuck it, I can wait. The Knicks game is tonight. Does anybody like?
He is a New Yorker.
He's a Floridian. I mean, I guess he is. He is also spiritually a New Yorker.
I'm going to try to, next time we record, I'm just gonna my wife is not with me. Beautiful Stella is not with me in New York right now, but I am still going and getting dinner on Wednesday with her aunt and uncle, my favorite dual income, no kids, retired New York Jews, because one, they're both incredible car people and I love them a lot, but also they will tell me stories about 60s, 70s, and 80s New York that will have me doing spit takes because they will drop names like Roy Cohn in like their social circles. But like, you know, New York in the 60s and 70s was just like that, apparently. Yeah. If you were like worked anywhere, kind of cool.
Yeah.
So anyways, maybe I'll have some fun Donald Trump stories.
Anyway,
there are people fucking in that apartment over there.
Only in New York.
Why? Close the blinds. I'm podcasting. That's more shameful. I should close the blinds.
I did have one last thing about Stellantis to close us out on.
Yeah. I will have one more thing to close out Stellantis-wise after this thing, because
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
I can't believe it's real. I genuinely can't believe that. Like, I feel like we're being punked, but positively.
This is a like a Truman Show special. Stellantis, the car company, was made specifically for this podcast.
I used to think I was being Truman Showed, but not like really. I did just have that childhood anxiety thing where I was worried that my parents were paying people to be my friends, because I've never had a high opinion of myself.
Yeah.
That's my vault
story. I have a vault story, but it might be too sad, actually.
It's pride, baby. I could cut it out if it's really grim.
When I was a kid, my mom used to write me emails from Charlie Brown because I didn't have any friends. and I would just send
kind of sweet. That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard your mom doing, which
I
is
know.
a big point. Considering
was-
I forgot that I said I was mad at your dead mom the other week.
It was before my brother was born and before I started developing an independent personality and became fruity. So
Were you? I mean, how old were you?
oh, I was like 5.
Okay, that's
the
fi-
oldest.
Wait, did you have an email account at 5?
I think my mom made me like one, and we would check it together because I was going to be like the kid of the digital age, you know. That's why she forced me to get a
What?
computer science degree.
Okay.
I used to
No, it's
play
all
with
coming together.
I used to play with Microsoft Excel for fun. We had a big old book
That's
of
the
clip
saddest
art.
thing you've ever said to me. That's the saddest. That was the worst.
We had a big old
Victoria. I also used to play with a Microsoft digital product when I was a child. It was called Halo. It was for the Xbox. Well, that way we're kind of the same.
No, I used to like make little like drawings in Excel, basically.
Oh, that's kind of cute. That's like kind of a paint by numbers sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad you've got friends now.
I know. Can you imagine like trying to explain to like 6-year-old Vicky, like, don't worry, someday 50 people will show up at a beach because you said you were going to be hanging out there with with cameras. Like,
Yeah,
the turnaround is incredible.
Yeah, it's never Vicky stocks higher than ever, as opposed to the rest of the market.
No, the market's still up. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
There was a huge tech sell-off on Friday, wasn't there?
I don't know. I don't give a shit. I'm not.
Okay. No.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting for the ultimate economic indicator, which is guys falling out of towers in the financial district of New York.
Fucking Kara posting the photo of the building that had just the random door on the side of it. They built those into buildings after the 30s because they wanted to eat. They broke too many windows throwing themselves onto Fifth Avenue. They needed just a handy little push door that they just kill themselves out of. This next
Anyway,
point.
Stellantis.
Yes.
They made a shirt just like we did on the podcast, except they AI generated a shirt for the Ram company that has an American flag with 39 stars and a silhouette of what is clearly a Toyota Tacoma. Motor One found this and posted about it on Twitter because they refused to get off there for some reason, probably because we have turned Blue Sky into like an urbanist predator landscape for car magazines.
Yeah, which like I didn't have a good enough internet connection on the train to do it, and I knew this episode was full up, but like we're gonna talk about Mexico's state-funded electric car next week. Throwing that out there.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
There are some people on Blue Sky who were deranged about. They're like, "Oh, this could replace all cars in America." No, it couldn't. It goes 30 miles an hour. It could replace a lot of things. We gotta be honest about cars here, folks, and how big America is. Do you know how long it would take you to get from one side of America to the other, flat out, at 30 miles an hour? But
surely you would just use high-speed rail to get from one
we
end
should
to
just
the
do
other.
high-speed rail. The AI generated shirt is just, I have been trying to think by myself since I saw it. What 11 states does what 11 states does Ram not think are legitimate? California,
yeah,
Washington,
absolutely. New
York.
Congestion pricing is like the most anti-Ram thing I can imagine.
Connecticut.
I don't know enough.
Connecticut's weird.
I don't know enough about the Northeast to really say. I know that New Hampshire is basically Alabama in a trench coat.
Yeah, Maine is either Portland, Maine, or it's where Graham Plattner crawled out of. So it's kind of not viable as a state. And just like we're not viable as a country.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Ram would be a believer in kind of like the big Idaho or like 51st state thing that some of the like rural Oregonians want to do, because like if you drive a Ram through downtown Portland, they actually pelt you with eggs. But if you drive a Ram through like, I don't know, fucking anywhere else in the state, they give you a standing ovation.
Can I name another city in Oregon that isn't Portland? Ooh. That's Washington. That's Washington. That's Washington. I can't.
Bend.
Not a bit.
Bend.
Oh, sure.
That
yeah.
one's a big one ish.
Mm-hmm.
No, but like then it's just neo-Nazis, because like the whole way that the Pacific Northwest was settled was like all of the like Union troops came to Washington and all of the Confederate ones went to Oregon, and so like Oregon was like deeply entrenched as like a whites only place for forever, and Washington was like one of the first states where you could do interracial marriage.
Lands of extremes.
Washington is still not going far enough, trust me.
No, I know.
We got to do Reconstruction 2 here also, don't worry. Don't ask what happened to the people. Don't ask what happened to the people who were here before it was settled.
Again, and that's why we're calling it Indigenous Americans motorcycles in Woke 2.
We should also like give them ownership of the company, I think.
At the very least. At the very least.
Perhaps we should just stop using human beings as mascots for things. This would also have the side effect of banning the New England Patriots, which I think would be a great move.
Yeah, sorry to burst anyone's bubble. The fucking Patriots liveried 737 did deportation flights.
Yeah, it was fucking in Seattle because they're flying people out of the fucking King County Metropolitan Airport with it, because that's where they do all the deportations here. I'm sorry, ontologically evil football team.
I mean, name me a non-evil American football team.
Sure, but like the Patriots are the Death Star of the NFL.
Yes. Tom Brady kisses his son on the mouth, and that's not like wrong, but I don't like it. The IndyCar racist shirt, I can kind of see how that got through enough people at IndyCar to get up there. How do you as Ram put an AI generated shirt up and not one person went, hey, that doesn't look like our truck? That just doesn't look like our truck. None of their trucks look like that.
I assume that like at this point there's like one person who is a contractor of a contractor of a contractor who runs their merch store, who probably doesn't make anything close to a living wage, whose job it is to be like, Grok, draw me a Ram with an American flag, and I need to put it on a shirt and then put it on the website because I have to hit 50 shirts today in order to like, make rent. And so it just never approached like a person's eyes. That's just my spitballing. But I will say that for a company that's putting that level of care into the things that it is publicly selling, it does give me slight pause about the 110 refreshed or new vehicles.
The front's gonna fall off.
I can't wait.
Fall off.
I can't wait for the Pacifica to get a fifth refresh, where they just make the entire car out of the light bar.
I mean, they just announced the Durango staying. The Durango's old enough to drink and drive itself, I think.
Yeah, it's ancient. The Stellantis' goal is to be the official vehicle of state repression and violence. So the Durango is perfect.
Yeah. And Stellantis is here to exist to give us content and make me worry that I died. And this is some sort of heaven-sent reward for me, is the podcast and this like endless stream of Schadenfreude about this car company that cannot stop making, if not straight up bad choices, at least objectively funny, confusing choices.
I
just don't think they're good at this.
I'm gonna have to figure out another title for this episode because I already used the foot gun to surpass Metal Gear for last episode.
Yeah,
Which really, this might be the foot gun to surpass Metal Gear. I may have used that headline too
I
early.
used that one early. Just thinking about what else we talked about. Amtrak on the train. $1.50 hot dog economy. You're the one who names these. I usually just let you take the wheel on naming
It's all of
these.
my years of posting that flow through me in a single moment and divinely guide me to give me a good name.
It's like, I mean, to be fair, it is miraculous that we came up with the name of the show just bullshitting back and forth as quickly as we did at like 1 in the morning my time. Because like, you know, that was the nicest thing a lot of the Aftermath folks said. They're like, what a joy it must be for you two to have a name that you actually like and not one that you just settled for.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's cool. I get to wear a shirt that has her name on it, and I'm like, this is cool. Actually, I get compliments all the time on it. It's
I'm
really cool.
trying to figure out. I think we have podcasted long enough that I am no longer going to the event that I was maybe going to tonight, which is totally fine. I'm exhausted. But there was part of me was just like, do I be an asshole? Or do I wear my own merch to the club? Do I just do that?
I wore it to the photo walk in the hopes it would help people find me, but I forgot that I post a lot of pictures of myself, and I'm 6'1", and there were not a lot of people wearing combat boots at the beach, so it was it was a pretty obvious tell.
Fucking dyke. Vicky, I think that's an episode.
I think that's an episode. Yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing to the Patreon if you are a subscriber. That helps a lot. If you came out to the event this weekend with me, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the film people gave me. I promise I will use it. What?
Oh no, just yeah. If you came out to my event in Pittsburgh, also like thank you. Yeah, it was a weird weekend where we both had IRL things vaguely connected to the show going on. So
yeah. Which was cool. It was really fun. It reminded me that like while this is a goofy thing for us that we kind of just get to like shit post at each other for an hour and a half, people really like it, and it also like actually seems to be having some kind of positive impact, which in a world that is so relentlessly shitty constantly just feels like a huge victory. So I'll take it. I'm in a good mood.
I'll take it.
I'm also so tired. I talked to 50 people.
Yeah, I really do. Anytime I see a comment or we get an email or I get a DM or someone sees me in person and like talks about this show letting them feel like it's finally safe for them to reconnect to their love of cars, like that means the world because nothing like this existed before you and I came out. Like it's part of the like I bounced out of the industry because I knew I didn't feel like I could come out in the industry.
Yeah.
So it does mean the world. I
have a very similar story.
Yeah, this is a thing that I know we are both very happy to do. And also, we feel very fortunate that it seems to resonate with so many people, trans and not, and everything. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to. Yeah, be yourself is pride. And like, don't forget that it's, if you are queer and not ace, then you should go do things that are queer. That's fun. Yeah, I am trans, but I am also lesbian. I highly recommend. I would recommend checking it out.
It's pretty good. And also, like,
this whole being a dyke thing, it actually rocks. Yeah. I'm about to hit like 6 years on hormones, and I have to say the one thing that's been really positive is finally getting comfortable enough with my body that I'm like, I probably don't need to like wear a full face of makeup and be like high femme all the time for people to like correctly gender me. Yes. Just because I live in a friendlier place and people know me, and also like I don't really give a shit anymore, and it's great. I highly recommend butching it up.
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely. And also,
I don't think anything I do like quite qualifies as butch, but it's adjacent. So,
Yeah. I will. If anyone has not told you this yet, this Pride Month, your gay car bombs are proud of you. For
that's right.
It.
We
and
are.
Also, like, be yourself. The closet is comforting, but the closet is also a prison.
Yeah, the closet is a prison.
I understand not doing it for safety, but if you were worried about being uncomfortable, you gotta fly. And that is my one piece of advice to anyone, because I spent too many prides not really doing me to the full extent of the what has become the Jordan experience. So,
Anyway,
I'm gonna read a sleepy cat.
I'm gonna read our names. At the end of our episodes, we
Oh,
read our
yes,
$15 subscriber names. I'm
I'm like-
explaining this to my co-host because she appears to be sleepy enough she's forgotten.
I thought you just said our names, and I was just like, our name. We say our names at the beginning of the show. Oh no! It immediately clicked.
No, for Pride Month, we will be giving you your names and pronouns. Anyway, thank you to our $15 Patreon subscribers for supporting us. We really appreciate it. Thank you to Ashlyn, Adam Mancuso. Thank you to G. That Roush Mustang was great when it ran. There's a story to that one. Thank you to Studio Nixie. Thank you to Totally Not Saudi Oil Bribe Money. Sorry, we already covered it in this episode. It's not going to work. We appreciate it. If Lucid wants to sponsor us, they can give me a car. That'd be cool. I'll take that. I'm still gonna be a communist. So, also probably said enough things about Saudi Arabia. I don't think they're gonna give me a car.
I don't think they're going to give us cars. Yeah.
Thank you to Alex K. Thank you to Lucy Massus, JD Santos, Jeremy Tanner, Deluxe, Katrina, Sloppy Head Enjoyer with underscores between head and sloppy and enjoyer, Ember, Crucible's Champion, The People's Pillow Princess, Mimi, Bean, Bree Henry, Sable, James Gilbreth, Charlie Stangle, Jordan should buy my Spark EV, which has no open recalls and emphasis on some range. We could, honestly, we should start advertising the Patreon readout at the end as like a classified ad section. Like back when you look at like old gay newspapers, it's like personals in there, like, seeking T for T relationship must be into like model trains or something.
I know we're mad at NPR because they published so much.
I'm so mad at NPR. Oh my God.
Have you heard about the regional NPR stations where they were doing basically like Craigslist on air? Where it was like a listener call-in show. You're like, hello, I am in this area and I am looking to sell blank. And then the host would be like, all right, if you're looking for so-and-so, you got like, it was one of those like, damn, radio show as a literal public utility.
Yeah. Thank you to Theodora Constantine, John V, Buick, Adam Shepard, Stephen Duckworth, Phelan, Mildly Perturbed, Asherin, Chris Hepner, Jerry at homogameragenda.com, Dexus, Tara Hailstorm, Will, Steph Schrader, Princess Reese, brackets, cat-eared help desk, end brackets, begin another pair of brackets, derogatory, end brackets. Emma Alex, trapped in username Samsara by my attachment to a bit. Jet fuel can't melt these dreams. Nathaniel Hubble, Saturday's Claire. Wingsmith will continue to use Molly Paste as eyeshadow until Victoria looks up what it is. I did look up what it is, and it's probably not good for your skin. You probably shouldn't do that. That would scare me to put that close to your eyes. I would say don't do that.
What is it?
It's like a non-heating lubricant for like berries.
Oh my God, it's that stuff.
Yeah. Don't maybe it's not like a lubricant, but like the gray grease stuff that comes in a tube. It doesn't look nice.
That they tell you all over the tube not to put on your human body. I think.
Yeah, I think the recommendation for this is a chemical eye wash station. Thank you to penile sparing vaginoplasty, the Toyota Prius GT300. Now that's a fucking car to stand around in.
That's a car.
That's a car right there.
That's a car.
Thank you to Sylvia, Finn Springs, Fmort, Quip McDoulp, Hospodar of Ostia from Ace Combat 6, Fires of Liberation, emoticon face. Thank you to Julie E. Aguilar, Gavin G. Wiz, Team Radar Love, who runs an excellent used car buying service on bluesky.com.
That's
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If you'd like to find something incredibly rare in European classifieds, he's your man. Thank you to RC Duke, Crystal Storm, John Russell, Josh J, and Selectric. Thank you, all of you. I really appreciate it, and we will see you next week. Maybe we can find out if something really funny happens today. Bye.
Could be really funny. Bye.
Where are you here? Okay, let me stop this.